Once upon a very chilly time, in the lush, bamboo-filled forests of Sichuan, China, lived a cheerful giant panda named Ping. Now, Ping wasn't your average panda. Sure, he loved a good bamboo snack and a long afternoon nap. But more than anything, he loved adventure, warm hugs, and, oddly enough, snow. The catch? He'd never actually seen snow. His entire knowledge of the cold, white stuff came from glossy travel magazines left behind by tourists. One caption, under a picture of a snowy mountain, read, "Pure, white, crispy magic." And just like that, Ping was sold. He had to see it. His best friend, Percy the emperor penguin, lived far, far away down at the very bottom of the world, in the icy expanse of Antarctica. They were an unlikely pair, having met online on Feather, the premier social network for flightless birds and bamboo lovers. They texted daily. Percy would send Ping incredible iceberg selfies and pictures of the aurora borealis, and Ping would reply with snaps of himself doing surprisingly flexible yoga poses among the bamboo stalks. One day, a message from Percy buzzed on Ping's phone. It read, "Dude, come visit. The ice is perfect, the krill is fresh, and I've got a spare igloo with your name on it." Ping didn't hesitate for a second. This was his chance to see the crispy magic. He packed his most essential belongings, his favorite bamboo lunchbox, 3 scarves just in case, and a ukulele he couldn't play but thought looked incredibly cool. Adventure awaited. Getting to Antarctica from Sichuan is, as you can imagine, not a simple commute. Ping, ever the optimist, hitched a ride on a very confused cargo ship heading south. The journey took 2 long weeks. He was seasick for most of it, but he never stopped smiling. Finally, the ship arrived at the South Pole. Ping, ready for his grand entrance, stepped onto the ice wearing sunglasses, flip-flops, and a vibrant Hawaiian shirt. The moment his big, furry paws hit the slick surface, it was pure chaos. He slipped, he slid, and he performed a full, unplanned somersault right into a giant snowdrift. Percy waddled over, shaking his head and trying his absolute best not to laugh. "Ping," Percy said, a chuckle escaping his beak. "You forgot one tiny little detail." Ping, spitting a mouthful of snow, looked up. "What? You're a panda from the subtropics. You've got 0 cold weather gear." Ping looked down at his outfit. His fur was fluffy, sure, but it wasn't Antarctic fluffy. A sudden, bone-chilling shiver ran through him, so intense that his sunglasses vibrated right off his nose. He was freezing. Percy, being the great friend he was, took pity on the shivering panda. He waddled over to a nearby research station and managed to borrow a spare lab coat. He then wrapped Ping in no fewer than 10 thermal blankets until he looked like a giant, fluffy burrito. Percy's final piece of advice was crucial. He taught Ping how to waddle with purpose, the only way to navigate the treacherous ice. For the next week, Ping, now slightly warmer, threw himself into the Antarctic experience with gusto. He tried sledding, but his choice of sled a large, frozen fish did not amuse Percy, who had been saving it for dinner. He tried ice fishing, but he got too emotional. He just hugged the fishing hole and cried when a little krill looked up at him with its big, sad eyes. He even tried to build a snow panda, but it melted instantly because he couldn't resist hugging it. But the real, unfiltered chaos was yet to come. It was time for the annual Penguin Talent Show, a major event on the Antarctic social calendar. Percy, perhaps unwisely, convinced Ping to perform a song on his ukulele. He called it the Bamboo Boogie. Ping took the stage, which was just a slightly flatter piece of ice. He strummed a few awkward chords, but halfway through his song, disaster struck. He lost his balance and accidentally sat on his ukulele, breaking it into 100 tiny wooden pieces. Panicked, but a showman at heart, Ping improvised. He started tap dancing on ice. He spun, he slipped, and then he launched himself like a furry, black and white cannonball straight into a group of unsuspecting seals who were watching from the front row. There was a moment of stunned silence. Then, the seals, thinking this was all part of the incredible performance, started clapping their flippers politely. The entire crowd of penguins, skuas, and petrels went absolutely wild. From a nearby ice floe, a walrus who was watching via satellite phone bellowed, "Encore! Encore!" Ping had become an overnight sensation. By the end of his trip, Ping had a mild case of frostbite on his ears, a brand new seal fan club that followed him everywhere, and a heartfelt promise from his best friend. Percy declared, "Next year, I'm visiting you. No question. But I'm bringing a fan, and a whole lot of sunscreen." And so, with a belly full of warm fish soup and a heart full of laughter and memories, Ping sailed back home. He was still wearing his flip-flops, of course, but now, proudly pinned to his scarf, was a tiny, penguin-shaped pin. The moral of this chilly tale? Friendship knows no climate, no distance, and no species. But if your friend from the tropics invites you to Antarctica, maybe remind them to pack a coat. Thanks for watching our little story. If you enjoyed Ping and Percy's adventure, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more tales from around the world. See you next time.